Hello everyone, MikemoneyGMR here, and welcome back to Prison Architect. Now, as I said, I did a little bit of off-screen planning so that you guys wouldn't have to sit through that, because that can get kind of boring. One thing I do need to do is turn the volume up just a tad. There you go. Okay, yeah, I'll probably fix it in the actual video, the last video, so you can actually hear the game audio a little bit. But, you know, just for my own benefit, I'm turning it up just now so I can think about it later. Anyway, so this is the canteen that I have planned. I kind of have it where they will kind of, like, my idea is they could come in like this, grab their food from here, and then if they want, they can walk up this way or walk up this way to get to the benches. You know, because this is where the benches are and this is where the table's going to be and all that. So they have all this walking potential. And I did my cute little thing that I talked about, like the little canteen symbol up here by using a C and an arrow down to say that this is the canteen. That means we will need to build a kitchen though. So to do that, we will want to either put it like right next to it or right down here. And I'd rather put it right next to it. And so kitchens don't need to be that big, I've discovered, but if you don't make them big enough, you run into problems later on when you have to feed more prisoners, because right now this can only feed, I'm trying to remember how many can fit on a bench. I think it's, yeah, I guess 4 prisoners can sit on a bench. So that's, well, that's a lot of seating options, which is good. But we won't have that many prisoners when we start out, which is kind of silly. Yeah, we're only going to have 8. So we really only need to fill in this area down here. I don't know why it works up here, but not down here. It's so weird. But, oh, probably because of the trees. So yeah, we just have to fill in this area down here. We can leave the rest of it open for now, or we can just put in some tables up here just for the hell of it, you know. And that's what I'm thinking about doing. Maybe we'll just leave this area for future development, so that we can worry about our money. And our kitchen right here. Another interesting thing you can do is you can type kitchen, and everything that will appear in the kitchen appears. That used to not be a thing. You used to have to type in exactly what you were looking for, but they added the search option to be able to filter out things that make sense to what you're searching, which is kitchen. So we have a sink. We can put that, of course, up against this wall here. Yeah, so it would go like this and like this. Okay. Then we could put the fridges down here and possibly here. Because I'm thinking about putting the door right around here, so I should probably do that just to remind myself. Probably about, you know, well, I'd rather do a staff door. There we go, like that. And, yeah, so we might do that. I think everything should fit in here pretty easily. We already know that 2 sinks can fit, and you always want multiple sinks. But can multiple cookers fit in there? That's the big question. Oh, we could probably fit them like in the middle, like right here. Here. Hold on. I can always buy them and just see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and that puts plenty of room there too. So yeah, that'll work. Because like you don't really need they don't need like a lot of walking space. They'll just end up walking over them anyway. So I'm thinking about doing that and that. And we can't put the sinks in because we have to dismantle those trees. To do that, you just do that. But here, let's go ahead and If we can't build all this. Okay, that leaves us with 15,000. So yeah, that's going to start becoming an issue. Alright, let's let them do that. Okay, we completed one of our grants because of having the people all gotten in, so now we need the administration center. We're just to put that up so we can get a little bit more money. For building offices, I just like to use this office because it's a lot easier, in my opinion. Kind of like having it over here, though. I think that should work out for the way I want it to. It's just demolish this wall, I think. That'll be okay. Now, of course, you don't want to just demolish the walls when your prisoners are there, because they will just run away. You definitely want to make sure the walls are built before your prisoners come in. Unless you lock down this gate, like, you would probably just want to come in here and say, "Huh," you know, so that they can't get through there if you're working on that, and the same for this one, you know. That way, if they were in here or whatever, you would hopefully keep them in there. But of course, we don't need to do that because there's no prisoners here right now. There we go, just so we can start storing all those logs there. Aha, you didn't get out fast enough. So build this here, build that, that. Ah, they're building the offices down here. Oh boy, our prisoners are almost here. That's what that warning sound was. We might need some more workers then. There we go. Oh, I don't know if I showed this yet, but if you want to make something high priority, which means they will work on that first, you just control and left click. Granted, that's what they were working on anyway, so that's not like that was really that impressive, but that is just an option you have. Yeah, look at that. There's our prisoners. One already had a weapon on him. That's the best thing about having a reception area, though, is that, you know, you can keep them from bringing in contraband as easily. Whoops, not there. There we go. I guess I'm just going to add all the tables since I have the option to do so now with how much money I have. You know, that's just a high dollar prison architect. Okay, so this is our kitchen. And this will be the canteen, of course. Boom. And I think that should work, so now we just need sinks in here. There we go, just like that. Oh, speaking of, change of subject real quick. So, if you have the weather changing option, you're actually forced to set up these boilers so that basically those sinks that I put down would have hot water. And if you don't do that, they clean the sinks, they clean the like trays a lot slower. If they have hot water, they can clean them faster and you can get them back to your prisoners a lot quicker, which is good because it keeps you from having to buy as many all the time. And on top of that, the showers would require hot water too, because if the showers stay cold water for too long, your little prisoners get upset and they start bitching, for lack of a better word. Like, they will legit be like, hey, how dare you not give us hot water when we're in prison, you know? So, yeah, just a thing that you would want to watch out for. Okay, so we do want, well, not that, but we do need to get this stuff here. There you go. Just so he has his little office that he can go into. Did I not? Oh, they didn't finish it all because of the... Okay, this is a weird thing I've noticed. If ever you get like an autosave or something like in the middle of like building something, for some reason it will disable some of the things you told it to build. Or in some cases it might actually be if you like high priority something. I don't know if that's like intentional or if that's like a slight bug or something, but I'm sure whatever it is, it's not a big deal. It doesn't hurt anything, you know, in the long run. Let's go ahead and build this up here. Put that like right there. And then just, yeah, just like that. They're expecting food, aren't they? Oops. Oh, they need solitary? Pfft. He'll be alright. So I never built the door to this room. That's awesome. There we go. Not that that really caused any problems, but it was interesting, you know. Yeah, that's telling me about the prisoner that wants solitary. But, you know, again, I'm not too worried about that. Oh. Apparently one of those showers are having trouble getting water to it. But it'll be alright. Okay, we got 9 prisoners arriving. 21. I need to build a yard. Oh. Um. Well, I guess we can also connect that to the holding cell. Um. 2 options for that. We could just kind of build a fence and build a yard that way. Like, we could actually build it right here, I guess. I kind of feel like doing it right here. Oop, not that far. About like that. There we go, just like that. And we'll wait for them to build the fence first, and then we'll put grass in there. Of course, now we need a door for them. There we go. Psst, I still didn't get that. Alright. So this is what our prison looks like now. We still only have a holding cell, kitchen, canteen, yard, shower, our little utility room, our area for, well, it's supposed to be a staff room, isn't it? Is it actually called a staff room? Yeah, it's right there at the bottom. Okay, cool. So we got our staff room, our 2 offices. What we need to start building is our cell blocks eventually. Now, that can work pretty well, but what we probably need to do is build it, you know, kind of over in this general area here, like near this yard a little bit, but not. Because unfortunately, now that we have the yard with the gate here, that leaves us a little bit of a problem where if we try to build a cell block, the fence will be part of their wall instead of a, you know, well, obviously a wall, unless we have them tear down the fence and put a wall in. So what we could do instead is build our hallway out just a little bit more here, like so, and start building our cell block up here. And to do so, we would want to stretch this out just a little bit, like so. And you can look at basic cells here. And you could start being like, okay, so we could have our cells look like this then, right? And these will work just fine. Like, I've actually built these, and this is what I've actually started using for build, like, the idea for my cells. And as you can see, if we use this, well, since I don't really want them to do this, and hold on, I'm going to save it first, because you know you always want to save. There you go. Obvious name is obvious. So what you could do is you can use this quick build, use these basic cells, and go like that, and now you have a bunch of cells. And what you can do is use that as a guide to be like, oh, okay, so now if I want to have it where there's a gap in between, I could do it like this. Like that, right? And now there's a, 2 by 2 gap. And what we can do now is we can come back into our planning here, grab our walls, and stretch this out just a little. Open that up and make a hallway back here. Like that. And, this hallway doesn't have to exist. We can just close this off like that. And now we have this nice, smooth, area here. And they have no way to get to this, so they won't try to, run in here and be like, hey, how do I get to these cells? This seems like a great idea. Let me go to these cells. So we don't have to worry about that if we don't want to. But this works really well with this quick build option, because then you just have all these cells that you can build. And then you just tell yourself, well, okay, now I know I want, say, if this is all the cells I want to build right now, and this is as big as I want this room to be, which I'm going to build just one more, just to, humor the people who have OCD and are probably freaking out at the screen right now. So if I have it like this, now there's a 2 area thing between it. And if I don't want to make any more cells at this time, all I need to do is go into my planning, say, okay, I want to close this off. So I got 2 here, do this, and do that. And boom, now we got this all squared away. So we have this cool little cell block. And what we might want to do next, let's get these pipings all situated here.